So, if you didn't know, here in the US, we are facing quote unquote risks of a recession. However, currently there is no clear evidence that the economy is actually falling apart. In the UK, however, Britain's economy fell into a recession in the second half of 2023. If you're watching this video, you're probably subscribed or your algorithm is pointed towards beauty, financing, leveling up, and etc. This has been a really popular subject as of lately amongst women in particular. We want to look good for ourselves and for better opportunities and a better lifestyle, but we have to afford to look good. And with the state of the economy, no matter where you are, I think it's really important to check your habits of overconsumption, especially when it comes to spending. My audience in particular here on the Beauty and Beyond channel is 96% female from the ages of 18 to 34. Most of you are in the US or the UK and some in Canada. One of the best things that YouTube Studio shows you as a creator is what your audience watches and who your audience watches. And so I watch those videos that are in your algorithm. So for example, this week you all are watching glow up videos, beauty standard videos, videos that pertain to just leveling up in general. But that's why on this channel, I do like to balance it out with a bit of financial literacy, a bit of self-reflecting when it comes to spending and saving and career goals, because I think there's beauty in being responsible, being frugal, and being smart with your money and smart with your time. So for this video titled How to Be a Frugal Baddie, it's not going to be about material things as much as it's going to be a deep dive on how you spend your time, how you spend your money, and how you apply the things that you're learning here on YouTube and everywhere else, and ultimately how you can use this plethora of knowledge to your advantage, because being a broke baddie is not very it girl of you. If you would like to support this channel so that I can continue making videos like this one, join the Beauty and Beyond Patreon for only $5.99 a month in order to get early access to videos like this one, as well as access to videos that are for patrons only. We also have a members channel that you can join here on YouTube, where you can also get early and exclusive access to content. Just a heads up, the Discord is closed until further notice, so if the links don't work, that's why. But we won't be accepting any more members for right now. I'll definitely let you know when the Discord will be open back up for new members to join. Some people are still finding their way in. I don't know how, but if you find it, you find it. If you do join the Patreon, however, I will send you a personalized link. But with all of that out the way, let's get back into the video. So I have a list of virtues, advice, and just overall knowledge that I like to collect and kind of reiterate on my videos, because I really want you to realize that most of your lack of confidence doesn't solely come from the way you look or what you see in the mirror. It comes from the way you live. It comes from the people you're around, and especially your financial standing. Having a YouTube channel and making passive income, like money while I sleep, is one of the best things that happened for me this year. And I want to learn how to maintain that kind of energy in other facets of my life and share them with you all, because it really is important. So the first thing I have on this list about how to be a frugal baddie is learning to let go of bad habits. And this is really important. Earlier in this year, I learned that if you let one bad habit go, you receive a good habit in return. You have to let go in order to receive. So this means smoking, excessive drinking, partying, sugar addiction, coffee and caffeine addiction, emotional eating, watching porn, excessive scrolling. All of these are taking something away from you, whether it's your time, your money, your dream body, your dream life. It really is important to let go of your addictions and free yourself from anything that literally rots your brain, anything that gives you instant gratifications. These are all expensive habits. Think about it. If you give up smoking, you gain money and stamina. If you give up excessive drinking, you gain health and a sober mind. If you give up partying, you gain exclusivity and beauty sleep. If you give up scrolling, you regain your time. If you give up sugar, coffee, and caffeine, you gain energy and motivation. You really have to just understand the difference between dopamine and serotonin. So serotonin is associated with happiness, focus, and calmness. Dopamine is associated with rewards and motivation. Dopamine is fleeting. It's a spike of energy or a spike of emotion or motivation, but you always end up crashing out later. But serotonin lasts, and being frugal means focusing on the things that last, not focusing on a quick fix. So, just a fun fact for you: sweets, simple carbs, and caffeine actually suppress serotonin. So while you think it's making you happy, while you think it's giving you energy, it's a false, fleeting emotion that barely benefits you. I actually recently cut out caffeine and replaced it with making smoothies and fruit juices, and my quality of focus is just way higher than it would be with a cup of coffee. So there are many ways to increase serotonin levels. One way is like through exercise. Working out releases an amino acid that the brain uses to make serotonin. So you can try 15 to 20 minutes of dancing or fast walking if you don't want to do anything explosive. Sunlight also helps, because exposure to sunlight or bright light can increase your serotonin levels. You can also try light therapy, which is a main treatment for seasonal affective disorder, short for SAD, which is funny, isn't it? You can also try to eat foods that boost your serotonin levels. So this includes turkey, vegetables, fruits, whole grains, eggs, which I've been loving boiled eggs recently, and it's actually super beneficial to eat 2 boiled eggs a day, which I've kind of been doing just because they're so good. Nuts, spinach. You can also take supplements like 5-HTP, which can help raise your serotonin levels. Also, getting enough sleep raises serotonin levels. It's just really important for your overall mood. You also want to practice mindfulness, so try meditation or praying and just mindful techniques, which we'll talk about later on as well. Socializing also boosts your serotonin levels, as well as just doing activities that you enjoy. So things that bring you pleasure, dancing, playing, singing, swimming, whatever it is. You want serotonin, you don't want dopamine. So next on this list is learning to be grateful for what you have. And this is so important. I started this YouTube channel not paying for a thing. I used free trials, free apps, and anything I can get my hands on for free, and built this channel from the ground up. And I did use some knowledge like marketing and graphic design, which is a part of my studies, but even that knowledge is out there on the internet for free. The point is, I didn't have to go out and purchase a bunch of things in order to make money, contrary to what people may tell you. I started this channel not spending a dime, and now I'm able to make money in my sleep every single day. Even if I take days off from creating content, I'm making money, and not just on YouTube. I say this to say, use what you already have. You have everything you need. If you want to get on camera, you have natural lighting outside. If you want to start a business, start with what you have right now. Even when it comes to school, there are grants, scholarships, and so much more that you can access to get the education that you need. So take advantage of church or your community or any group of people that you're surrounded by and use them as your audience. A very common marketing tactic when promoting something like a YouTube channel or a product is to use an audience that is already accessible to you. That's why in the Discord, there's a promote channel for women to share their businesses with each other and to network, because there's 500 people you have access to in the Discord to promote your work. And it's completely free, but it's closed right now, girl, because 500 people is a lot. Like, we just have to establish some familiarity over there, but you get my point. If you feel like you need to buy something in order to start something, especially if you can't afford it, that might not be what you should be doing right now. Maybe you need to look around you at what you already have and utilize that to make some extra money in order to do that next thing. Don't take for granted what God has already blessed you with. You may be overlooking the thing that is supposed to make you financially stable because you're so anxious to purchase something. This also applies to your beauty routine as well. And this is essential to being a frugal baddie. Like, be grateful for where you are now with your beauty journey. In my neighborhood, I have access to a community gym, a walking trail, a pool, and a grocery store. And for the past 2 months since I've been out of school, this has been my routine. I wake up, I go to the gym, and sometimes I'm there for 2 to 3 hours. I even have a library that's like 10 or 15 minutes walking distance from my house, and I will walk there to get in extra cardio. I sit and I learn at the library for 2 to 3 hours. And you guys, I don't know about your communities, but it seems like libraries and Barnes and Nobles have been filled with people and community activity lately. It's like the club, but for nerds. And I think people are starting to realize that these are actually the best places to be. No need to spend $40 at the gym every month. No need to buy $30 books from Barnes and Nobles. No need to sit at an expensive coffee shop to get your work done, because now you feel obligated to buy an $8 coffee and a $4 croissant. I walk on this trail almost 2 to 3 times per week, and people in my neighborhood are noticing me, and I'm noticing people in my neighborhood. And I saw a baby deer today, and it filled my heart up with so much joy, and it didn't even run away from me. I sit and I sunbathe at the pool. The grocery store is literally 10 seconds from where I live. I buy fresh fruits and veggies. I'm in America shopping for my dinner every day like a European, because I literally need and want for nothing. You guys, while my family and my friends go to work, I'm relaxing because I make passive income. I have time and energy to deep clean my space every week. I have a want to study my religion. I have a want to improve the quality of my videos for you all. I have a want to read and to be well rested, so that when I am coming out of this glow up phase that I'm in, I'm ready and prepared to make moves with the people who I want to be associated with the people who I want to learn from, and who I ultimately look up to. All because I'm being frugal right now. I only purchase things that I need. Even though I'm not rich, obviously, I'm content with my life. I don't stress about money. And now that I have the worry of money out of my mind, now I am looking for more ways to educate myself, to make passive income, and to educate myself on how to be more at peace with myself. So you need to learn to be grateful. I started out with saying thank you every day, even when I was at my lowest. Thank you for waking me up today. Thank you that I have homework. It allows me to learn. Thank you that I have nails that I can do myself. I have hair I can do myself. Thank you for Moved by Nicole on YouTube, because she's my personal free Pilates teacher. And now I have beautiful abs and better looking legs and better balance and better focus. Thank you that I want to eat healthier, and thank you that I want to eat lighter. Thank you that I cannot listen to negative videos filled with vitriol and nonsense, because I'm building myself up so much that it repels me to listen to negativity and bickering and complaining. So the next step after you let go of your addictions and you start being grateful is to start writing everything down. Write out your bills, write out your responsibilities, your worries, your happiness, your joys, your emotions. Get a book personal to you and write everything down. You don't have to write every day, but at least once a week. Why? Because a frugal baddie has peace of mind. She does not worry. Getting your emotions and your worries and responsibilities out of your head and putting them on paper and planning what you're going to do, or evaluating your emotions or how you feel about something, will give you peace of mind. This is going to allow you to be consistent and actually help you not want for anything, because when your mind is at peace, you're not compulsive. You don't react compulsively. You don't buy compulsively. You make investments, and you invest in yourself, and you get the things that you know you need. I wrote out some of the things I want to buy, but I know that I'm going to have to play the waiting game in order to get those things. And in the meantime, I can plan out my life, and I can write things down, and I can manifest, so that later I am completely ready to receive those things. Patience is really a virtue, you guys. The next tip on how to be a frugal baddie is research, doing your research. Notice how everything on this list so far is free 99, because that's kind of the point. My channel, for example, is pure research. I usually don't come up with these things off the top of my head, honestly. This channel is really just a projection of all of the things that I want. It's a personal mood board or vision board of the life that I wish to lead. Every time I drop a video, just know that 2 to 3 days of research comes before it, and that's purely for myself and then for you guys afterwards. Like, I know the ways of a Vietnamese woman, I know the ways of a Black woman in America, I know the ways of a Caribbean woman and Slavic woman, and etc. I research how some women spend more than others. I research careers and habits and hobbies, and then I apply them to my real life. Researching how you will achieve your goals, especially if you're feeling lost on what to do with your life, is so important. Even if you want to become a wife, research marriage documents, talk to married people, engross yourself in the information of that lifestyle in order for you to become it. It's quite literally like applying for a job. You research openings, you see what the job description is and what the qualifications are for, you tailor your resume to that and your experience to that, and then you apply. After you apply, you are evaluated to see if you're a fit for that job. And once you get that job, you are now making a living from what initially started as research. And that's the best thing about learning and knowledge and facts. You can listen to opinions all day, but what does that get you except being stuck in an echo chamber? You can listen to story times all day, but what does that get except living vicariously through someone else? That's called trauma bonding. And you sit on these websites and you watch these videos that really do nothing for you. Information-based knowledge is what gets you results. Opinions get you inconsistent outcomes because perspective is reality and everyone has their own unique perspectives and outcomes. Like, don't get me wrong. I indulge sometimes. I like to listen to opinionated content. I like to watch reality TV, but really, I do it for research purposes with the intent of doubling down on my opinions and my beliefs and reassuring myself that I have my own opinion and knowing when to cut it off or just sensing if someone is coming from a place of malice or projection is, I believe, a good trait to have. If you can do these things in portions, and especially with like opinionated videos, if you're constantly listening to the same thing over and over and over again, you're basically trying to reassure what you're supposed to already believe in. If you watch one thing and you agree with the opinion, and then you watch the same thing again, or like a different version of the same thing, and then again, and again, and again, and again, do you really believe? Because you constantly need that reassurance. You got to switch it up and know when to consume something and when it's time to take a break. So next is taking care of what you already have. This goes hand in hand with appreciating what you already have and being grateful, but taking care of what you have is so important. You guys, I'm gonna expose myself. I have 2 MacBooks and they are both broken and they both cost $500 to fix. I have never in my life realized how much you have to be so careful and so thoughtful about every single little thing in your life. Take care of your clothes. Wash your clothes according to what it says on the tag. Why? Because if your clothes tarnish, you start looking frumpy. If your white clothes are dingy because you wash them with your reds and your blacks, what are those white clothes for? Why are you throwing your lace underwear in the dryer and letting it get caught and rip and tear instead of just hanging them up to dry? Why don't you sew up that hole in that sweater instead of throwing it out and buying a new one? Why don't you take care and iron and press and fold up your clothes after you wash them? Why don't you take those clothes that you've spent extra money on to the cleaners? Why don't you learn to tailor your clothing so that it fits you better than it ever has before? Why don't you wash your makeup brushes so that you don't feel the need to buy new ones? Soak your hair brushes and clean them. Wash your bed sheets. Take care of your body. Take care of your teeth. Take care of your hair. Don't keep ripping it out and styling it and globbing it with product. Take care of your scalp. Clean your room. Sweep your floors. Maintain your bathroom. Maintenance is taking care of what you have. If you can't maintain what you already have, why do you think you're deserving of buying new things? This also pertains to money. take care of your money. And I'm honestly going to do a video for my Patreon specifically about how I invest in stocks and the kind of research that I do and where I go to and what apps I use, because you can definitely capitalize on the money that you already have now, even if it's just $1 in your bank account. Okay, there's so much free money out there. I can't wait to make that video. But this leads me to creating passive income. That's next on the list of how to be a frugal baddie. And I kind of touched on it earlier, but I'm realizing what makes a frugal baddie is making money while she sleeps. A smart baddie makes money while she's in the shower. You know that song Prada? How she says at the end, like, I've got more money coming in than going out. Like, that is goals right there. There are many ways you can do this, and I can't wait to get into these things, and not in an obsessive way. You don't need to purchase expensive books or master classes or join Discord or be up until 4 a.m. on, doing research about these things. Everything on the internet is for free, and research can help you do these things, and you have to make sure that you do everything in proportion. So the first way I recommend is by creating a YouTube channel. Actually, the first time I created passive income for myself was when I self-published my book, and it was okay. Like, I got $2 here and there from my book being purchased in Germany and in the UK and wherever else. But once I made a YouTube channel, I realized I can make hundreds of dollars passively without doing anything. I probably, for this channel, I'll probably work like 16 hours a week. But I would definitely recommend that you make a YouTube channel as well. I'm really grateful that I made this channel, because not only is it creating passive income for me, but it's also me indulging in what I love and building community and generating an audience of like-minded women who also share information. It's like a hub. It's so cool here. So subscribe if you haven't already, but definitely find a way to make videos here on YouTube and get that YouTube check, girl. And then find other ways to make passive income. So for example, my Patreon is a passive income. I also do affiliate marketing, which is a passive income. And we're all starting small here. Some of us not, but you want to get into investing in stocks and bonds and selling digital products and teaching online courses and real estate. These are all forms of passive income, and even the easiest ones that you can do for free are all great ways to start benefiting from passive income. And it's just a very, very smart move to make, especially if you have a 9-to-5 or like something part-time on top of that. So next on how to be a frugal baddie is by grocery shopping and cooking your own food. Listen, eating out is out in 2024, at least for me. I don't know about you, but one thing I would always do in the past, even when I was flat out broke, was order DoorDash or spend my last on food that only lasted a day or two if I was lucky. Even in that sense, I used coupons. I would always eat fast food because it was convenient, but I've realized lately that I don't need to do all of that. It's more harm than good financially, mentally, and it works against my health goals. When I was buying a fruit juice for $3 every day, not even too long ago, this was this year, like 3 weeks ago, I realized I have a blender. Why am I doing this to myself? And so now I'll spend $7 on fruits and veggies to make a smoothie with fresh fruits and fresh vegetables, and I'll have enough to last me 4 days. In a week, I save myself $7, which means in a month, I save myself close to $30, which I can invest and then turn into $100. Do you get what I'm saying? It's the same with cooking food. Instead of spending $17 on a salad, I can make my own salad for $12, and that salad will last me 3 days. Let's say you buy a salad for $17 3 times out of the week. That's $51 in a week. While the salad that you could have made for only $12 that lasts you 3 days saves you close to $40. 3 $17 fast food meals a week is $204 a month, while making your own meal for around $12 that lasts you those 3 days is $48 for the month. Do not argue with me. Do not argue with me, okay? So I did have more on this list, but the script is getting to page 7, and I'm going to just end it here and make this a series. I really wish I could fit it all into one video, but this is a lifestyle, and honey, I may be new to this, but I am true to my frugal baddie era, and I'm telling you, Even the things left out of this video, you won't even be able to do unless you mastered what I've already mentioned first. So that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for all of your support. Definitely watch out for my other financial videos and let me know what you think of this topic in the comments below. Have a wonderful week. Bye.